I'll start by saying, and persons might think that I'm naive, but I don't think that anybody, I repeat, I don't think that anybody bad mind whisper for anything. You understand?
No, man.
He's
Whisper
a
good.
young player, good youth. Greetings, sports fans. Welcome back to another episode of Vision. And this is a channel where we look at sports differently. Now I know you're here for the title. You might see the title and click on it. You know, Whisper replies to YouTuber and, you know, the whole media on a whole. To help me chop up this video, I'm here with Formula Sports, a fellow YouTuber as well. And we dabble in this type of content. But I'll start by saying, and persons might think that I'm naive, but I don't think that anybody, I repeat, I don't think that anybody bad mind whisper for anything. You understand?
No, man. Whisper
He's a
good.
young player, good youth, young player. Everybody like the player and want to say whisper the well. Right,
I
family?
think so too. No, I agree. You know, I mean, I haven't really done much of this content on my channel. But you know, I see what is taking place in this space, and you know, I just think that you know there are certain rhetorics that you know are being formed by certain individuals with varying agendas. You know, I mean, I personally don't think that everybody that I have seen, you know, wishes whisper well.
Exactly.
Seeing, I think most people want the young man to do well. Seeing, I think he's young and he might internalize certain things a certain way, you know, and he might hear, for instance, people doubting whether the Newcastle trial is a thing, and in his mind he's saying, yo, you know, people I doubt my ability to get a trial from a club like Newcastle. You know, he might internalize it that way when really and truly that's really not what the main issue at hand is. You know?
Stick up in formula. There's a nice segue into this. I'm going to bring up a tweet from one of his team members, you know, Craig Butler, Phoenix Academy. He posted this. You guys can take a look at this. It reads, "You all need to shut up and stop spreading negativity about the Phoenix scam. You all break footballer mentality just to get views. You all are sick." And that ties into what you say about persons might, you know, having doubts about this Newcastle trial. And for me, I wasn't one of those persons doubting it. Even though there were reports in a local paper that, you know, they spoke to a representative from Newcastle, being the coach of the under-21, and he said that he didn't know anything about Whisper coming on trial. So I guess that's part of the whole debacle and why persons were, you know, talking like this.
And you also have to bear in mind, you know, the sad reality of the matter is that unfortunately, Craig Butler, the players, you know, arguably the players' main representative, from my understanding, our handler, so to speak, you know, unfortunately, he does have a reputation. He does have a certain reputation that many people don't exactly, you know, the reputation.
Yes.
See, like, let us be honest and truthful. A lot of people don't think Craig Butler is 100% honest 100% of the times. See, I'm not saying that he is dishonest or he's not. I'm just saying a lot of people have that perception. And with there have been reasonable incidents that have occurred to have, you know, led people to that's a reasonable conclusion to arrive at, given some of the foolishness that we see from out of that camp over the last number of years. So it's not like people just get up and just dislike Craig Butler, don't trust Craig Butler, don't believe what Craig Butler is saying. Don't just come out of the blue. Butler has to take responsibility for that as well. His own actions have led to that. Yeah, man, and he might think that, his ways and his methodologies or his practices, might be best suited for him and might have been a major player in him achieving the results that he has achieved. But there are pros and there are cons of everything in life. And while you might think that your way of going about certain things has benefited you and has helped you to attain the success that you have had, the cons is that a lot of people don't really take your word for it. A lot of people don't think that Craig is a credible source on matters pertaining to the Phoenix camp, which is sad given the fact that he should be the most credible source when it comes to matters pertaining to the Phoenix camp. I mean, he has first-hand knowledge of everything, of all the going on.
He tends to exaggerate things a lot. And
exaggerate?
He's a perfect marketer. He markets his academy and his players very well. You understand?
And
that's one of his biggest strong points for me.
Look, he has his ways about going about things and doing things, Eddie. And you have to take the good with the bad. You think it gives you success, fine, continue doing it, continue achieving your success. But the cons of it is that a lot of people don't really take your word for it. And you just have to accept that and if you're reasonable and fair, you can understand why. There have been incidents in the past where at best Butler has grotesquely exaggerated things. And at worst, I said some things are really and truly not gossip. See? So you just have to accept that there are pros and cons with our behavior and our actions, man.
All right. Going back to Whisper. He made a post on Instagram, which he immediately deleted after about a couple minutes. Luckily or unfortunately for him, persons screenshot that. Right? I have a copy which I put up now, which shows one of our fellow YouTubers congratulating him on getting that call up to train with the national team some weeks ago. And you can see his comment here saying don't need only blessing. And I think you stated earlier that you think the player might be misinterpreting certain, posts or comments from the public. Yeah. And I think this is the same with his fans. A lot of these Whisper fans, if you say one thing, you're a Badmind. Persons might say that, he's not ready to play for the national team, and then you hear saying Badmind. While that person might just be looking out for Whisper and don't want him to put him in a certain position too early.
That he might not be ready for.
Exactly. So a lot of misinterpretation going on here. What say you?
The reality of the matter is that the Phoenix camp to which Whisper is aligned is a very polarizing camp. That's facts. I have people who say yay, I have people who say nay. You have people who are massive fans and proponents and, of Craig Butler and, champions of Craig Butler. While you have people on the other side of the fence who really and truly dislike Craig Butler's way of doing things, right? And Whisper is aligned to that camp, right? He is very much aligned to the Phoenix camp, and unfortunately, that whole polarization has trickled down to even the topic of whisper, and understandably so. I don't think I have yet, look, I have seen people who don't like, who in my humble opinion, don't like Craig Butler and genuinely want to see Craig Butler fail. See? Like I genuinely am of that opinion that you do have people out there who, don't fancy Butler's ways and think his ways do more harm than good, right? And want to see him be, put aside or set aside, right? I have yet to see anyone where I form the opinion that this person wants whisper to fail, right? Everyone, I mean, just because I did a video and I said, look, whisper, his time will come. The boy's time will come. He's a wonder boy. Once he's managed properly, his time will come, right? But right now, I don't think he should be in the national team, right? I'm not hating against Whisper. I want to see Whisper maximize his full potential for sure. No damn doubt about
you're going
it.
to people in the comment section and say a bad man still. And that is very video.
And that's okay. That's
okay.
the
sad part. That's the sad part of things.
Look, the term bad mind is very cliche. I want to say something that is seemingly against, certain interests. All of a sudden, everybody just draft bad. Me know my heart and me know say my heart clean. See, I want the best for Whisper. Yeah.
That is it.
I want the best for Whisper, man. I want this boy to maximize his full potential. Eddie, I am genuinely hurt, by the fact that no matter how good Whisper becomes, I really don't think he will maximize his full potential, given the sad reality of the context to which he finds himself in. Being a Jamaican, being born in Jamaica, growing up in Jamaica, having to wait until he's 18
right,
to make that jump to Europe.
And that's old already, because we all know that you have teenagers playing in leagues across top leagues across the world and playing for national countries.
If Whisper was born in England, Whisper would already be a professional doing reasonably well for his age group at a professional level. That's just the reality. He is behind his counterparts. The best of what, even though I think he is that level talent in terms of the highest level of talent you could find, his development with some of the other quote-unquote wonder boys in other jurisdictions, right now, he has some catching up to do. And again, I'm not badmind the youth in saying that I want the best for Whisper, but it's just how, that's my truth and how I see things. I think Whisper is very young, right? And that's one of the reasons why I don't really hold anything that he does against him, Eddie. He's young, he hasn't fully figured out the world as yet. I mean, we were all 17 at one point in time. Most of us, I mean, we think we know Jack at 17, but really and truly, we don't know Jack at 17. See, I mean, as grown men, we still have a lot to figure out, much less at 17. So, I don't hold certain things against him, and I understand why he might feel a certain ways, and I understand the pressures of, well, I can't understand it fully, but common sense gives me some indication as to the pressures that the player might face to hear a lot of people talking about him on a daily basis, and just the level of attention that he's receiving at this time that he has never before received. I remember I followed Whisper on Instagram, and he didn't have a lot of followers a couple months ago. Now his following is through the roof. That comes with, like in the tens of thousands, a lot of expectations, a lot of this, a lot of that. So, it's understandable that he's not going to handle everything the best possible way at his tender age. I only hope that he receives the right guidance,
Yeah, and on another note, I know he's 17, but there are some other things he needs to brush up on off the field. And if you guys listen his interviews, you know, he can do a little bit better there. We all know that Craig Butler, his thing is about, you know, developing men, not just footballers. So he teach them how to conduct themselves, the interviews, teach them how to cook, clean, you know, do all the chores around the house. So that's a whole, it's an entire package. So I think that's something missing, and he can brush up on that because he would definitely need it, you know, going forward with his career. Right?
Yeah,
So
man. Yeah, man. And he did it, to be fair to him, he did a good job with Leon where that is concerned. You know,
right,
I think
and
Whisper,
Kyle as well.
yeah. I think Whisper is not as, I think he's an inch, he seems anyway to I don't know the player personally, but just you know, from a outside perspective looking in, he doesn't seem to be the most comfortable in that type of an interview
Setting.
setting. You know,
Right,
I
right.
don't think he does a bad job. He could do better, but he definitely needs a bit more experience to become a bit more comfortable in that sort of a setting.
All right, okay, people. That's it for this Whisper video. He's back in Jamaica training with the Phoenix camp. Naturally, want to wish Dujuan Whisper Richards all the best going forward with his footballing career. And you know, put all of those so-called negativity behind. Don't look at that. You know, keep narrow-minded. Know that Jamaica love you. Persons out there want to see you do the best, including the YouTubers that you think, you know, that they might not want to see you do the best. We are YouTubers who want to see you do the best. Big up yourself, big up Craig Butler, Kyle Butler, and the whole Phoenix Academy. You know, again, big up the Formula Sports. You guys go over there, subscribe, like the videos, and comment. And also do the same here. Edivision. I'm out.